Hello, that was Venom of Angels by Cameroonian singer-songwriter Irma Pany. You've probably heard her 2010 hit, the catchy I Know, which has been viewed 22 million times on YouTube. She's about to release her third album, The Dawn, and she joins me in the studio. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, your new album is being released at the end of February.
Yeah, exactly.
The Dawn often refers to a new beginning.
True.
Is that what this is for you?
Totally, definitely, absolutely. It's like the dawn of me. I feel like I was kind of born again, which is very cliche to say, but it's kind of true. It was a very painful but very like magical process to record and make this album. Like, I really feel like it's a baby coming out of me, and it was a lot of questioning everything that I've been taught, I could do, that I've been taught I couldn't do, that I've been taught I could be and couldn't be. And it's really as if, like, I really feel 100 or 200% of myself right now. And I think that's why it's called The Dawn.
Now, you mentioned previously that you suffered a burnout following this tremendous start to your career with your super successful debut album, Letter to the Lord. Was this sort of therapy then, making this album?
Definitely. And I think this is, I call it a burnout, but I don't like this expression because it's very, negative energy. And of course, it was not easy, but in a way, I think it was necessary to grow up. And everything happened very fast with my first record and all the tours. Everything was just too much, too fast. And it was I'm very grateful for that experience, but also I needed to outgrow it to be able to, just be conscious and grateful of what I had and be able to grow up. And just be myself, and I think I've managed to do that.
And find yourself again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, let's take a listen to a track off your record. It's called Shivers.
If you really want to know, you got me stuck, intoxicated love. I'm suffocating, feel so lonely here with you. Better off alone on my own, on my own.
Now, that music video was directed by Mariam Sekla.
Yes.
A famous feminist YouTuber and actress who also appears in a music video for another dark track on your album, Black Sun. Would you say this new album is more political?
I wouldn't say that because I've always been concerned by whatever injustice I was surrounded by. And I don't think you need to be, to call it anything. I'm just concerned about, what we do as humans that just take us so far away from our humanity. And I was always concerned by that. So in I Know, I wrote the song when I was 12 years old. And it was about, the adults being so, I felt the adults around me had surrendered to that injustice. And it was just the way it is. And I was not okay with that. So I guess it's always been this way with my music. It was always a way to say, I don't agree with that. Why should it be that way?
What do you think then the biggest challenge that we're facing in the world today?
Everything. First of all, we don't respect anything that surrounds us. And that's ridiculous. Like, we're just being so oblivious of where we come from. And we're just being so oblivious of the earth. And we don't make conscious choices. We're just running around from our responsibilities. And I think we're just not conscious enough.
Living in a bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
You're quite a superstar here in France. It's here your career really kicked off. You sold millions of albums. What's interesting is you actually started singing in the metro. Performing.
Actually, I started singing, and this story of the metro was weird because I actually started singing on YouTube in my bedroom, and when I started touring in France, I had this habit of making concerts whenever I could do concerts, and I would just go down in the streets and talk to people on Facebook back then, because it was Facebook back then, and say to people, okay, so I will be playing in 5 minutes in metro, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And that's what happened.
Okay,
And,
so it's really sort of this new connections with people that's
Exactly.
helped to launch your career.
Exactly.
Right as your music career was kicking off, you were also studying at a top business school here in Paris, from which you graduated in 2012. Was that always your plan B? Is it maybe your plan B later on?
It was so not my plan B. It was
What were you
so
doing
for my
there?
parents.
Oh, really?
I come from a very academic family. Like the academic path is very important. And my parents they met in medicine in Paris, medical school, and it's very important to them. And I can understand why.
So what do they think of what you're doing now?
They're very proud, but they were, I guess, they had no choice.
They don't, do
They
they?
don't, right? So, but they're very supportive and very proud.
And you've always sung in English. Would you ever consider singing in French or another language?
I think English is my singing language for some reason. Maybe because all of my heroes ever were English-speaking people, or maybe because I don't know, I feel that it resonates with what I have to say and want to say. I write a lot in French, but for some reason right now I didn't release a song in French. But I guess like maybe for the 4th record I will really consider singing in French.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in a second, we're going to hear you singing live. But first of all, we're going to find out about some other music news this week. The American indie singer-songwriter Alexandra Savior is starting off the decade with a dark and sensual sophomore LP called The Archer. It once again features her hypnotising and powerful Dusty Springfield meets Nancy Sinatra vocals. The Archer has 10 tracks drenched in heartbreak, a retro and dreamy sound you can hear on this track off the album, Howl.
It's a little peculiar, cold sweat, soft dripping down my bed, transatlantic barrier, trust falling right to my head. Hold a little tighter, boy, 'cause I am falling.
Now, Savior wrote every song on the album, directed every music video, and created the album artwork as well. Now, Irma, you've got a very strong style yourself. How much do you contribute in the creation and conception of your music videos?
That's pretty much the same of what you just said. That's crazy because I love this trend of artists, wanting to just be themselves all the way through the process, and that's what I did. I directed every music video of the album, or co-directed it, and I composed, mixed. I learned how to mix the record on YouTube, which is a great thing, but it eventually got mixed by a great sound engineer called Riz Donning in London. I just wanted to put all myself in this
The Dawn's
record.
virtually all you.
It is, definitely.
Okay, well, moving on now to British indie darlings Bombay Bicycle Club. They're back after a 5-year hiatus with a 5th album called Everything Else Has Gone Wrong. It's a nice surprise for fans and the band, who hadn't planned on making music together again and had actually sold all of their equipment. According to the band, having some time away has given them perspective and a bit more life experience to inspire the songs. Here's the track, Everything Else Has Gone Wrong.
Everything else has gone wrong. I guess I found my peace again, and yes, I found my second wind. I guess I found my peace again, and yes, I found my second wind.
There we go. That brings us to the end of the show. Thank you again to today's guest. Irma, thank you for being with us. Now, you're going to play us out with a song from your album, Venom of Angels, with some backup vocalists who join us now. For more arts and culture news, head to our website and stay in touch on social media. Stay tuned to France 24. More news coming up right after this.
Smells like the dawn of us around me. You're my other side. The burning city where I'd exert. Oh,
your eyes a long time ago. You don't speak up when I know. And it was just a minute glimpse of your smile. Yes, it smelled like the dawn of earth. Smells like the dawn of earth around me. You're my other side of the world, the burning city where I'll exert. All I want is to enjoy your awesome self-enjoy all over again. All I want is to enjoy your awesome self. All I want is to enjoy your awesome self, and do we all over again.